So hi, so this is again a video about the IXL KK12 series where we are trying to find the equation of a regression line. Now we know this is what the plot looks like. So you've got x's everywhere and maybe a line like this. So once you find the line is when you'll try to use 2 points on this line and find the equation. Now this is a straight line. So if you recall from straight line and their equations, we know that any straight line has this general form, y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, which would be this point right here. This is b, okay? So sometimes this value is given to you, sometimes you have to figure it out. And the slope is right here. So if you see any 2 points, you make a right angle triangle and you'll get the slope. And remember, we were using these Greek letters delta y and delta x to define the slope. So m is change in y divided by change in x, which is delta y divided by delta x. So if you can figure this part out, you'll get half of your equation. And then you just need to find the value of b, which is right here, where it cuts the y-axis, this point. The intersecting point between the y-axis and the line. So this point is b. Okay? So you merge both and you'll get y is equal to mx plus b. So let's try an example. So here we have a question with a scatter plot. And then they ask what is the equation of the trend line. So this is our trend line. This black line over here. This is the trend line. Use the 2 yellow points which we have over here and here to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form means we need the slope m x plus b, and b is your intercept. Write any coefficients as integers, proper fractions, improper fractions. There's a fractional bar over here that you could use, and you want to write it in simplest form. So if you got a fraction like 4/6 and you simplify it, this becomes 2/3. So this would be the correct form. This is the simplified form. You can use your calculator to guide you if needed. So let's find the slope. So first step to find the slope, we will do our right angle triangle and find delta y and delta x. So delta y, delta x. So from here to here, how much has it gone vertically? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So delta y is 5. And then similarly from here to here, how much has it gone or increased or decreased by x? In this case, it's increasing, but it could also decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So delta x is 9. So our slope is 5/9. Now we need the second part, which is b, the y-intercept. This point is also b. So this point 4 that we know is b. Now since we know both the values, we can just plug it into mx plus b. 5/9 x plus 4, and that is our answer. Let's try another example. So again, what is the equation of the trend line? In the scatter plot, use 2 yellow points. So the format of the question is the same. We are using the slope-intercept form. Write any coefficients as integers, proper fractions, improper fractions in simplest form. And here again we have that fraction tool right here. Alright, so our yellow pointers are over here and here. Let's make our right angle triangle. So delta y. Now from here it's decreasing, right? So from 6 it's going down to 0. So that's a decrease of 6 points or 6 coordinate points on the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be negative 6. So whenever something's decreasing, we see that it has a negative trend. So negative 6. And delta x is an increase. So from 5 it's going up to 7. So it's an increase of 2. So if we were to write the slope, delta y divided by delta x, negative 6 divided by 2, so you get negative 3. Alright, now in this case we do not know b, and neither can we predict it. So if I were to extend my axes, like keep going and even extend this, there will be a point where it cuts the y-axis, but we don't know where that is, right? So there are various ways to determine the value of b. One is by looking at the trend and then predicting, or you can find it by writing an equation. So let's write an equation for it. Sorry. So let's write the equation. So now what's our equation for the slope-intercept form of a straight line? It's always y is equal to mx plus b, right? Now how far have we reached? We found out m. We still need to find out b. So this is still a question mark. Okay, so let's plug in negative 3 in here, so we get this part, negative 3x plus b. Okay, now one advantage that we have is we have this straight line right here. And we have two pair of coordinates. There's this coordinate 1 and coordinate 2. So let's take this point. What is this point? This is 7 on the x-axis but 0 on the y-axis. So is my coordinate 7, 0? This is my x point, this is my y location. You use this for Google Maps and everything, that Google Maps, any map that you're looking at, it's actually based on the coordinates. So let's plug these in over here. So y is 0, negative 3 times 7 plus b. So now you have an equation. You use PEMDAS, you have an equation like this. If you recall, when you're solving equations, you use SADMAP. So we see a subtraction, we see an addition, we see division, multiplication, exponents, and parentheses. So what all do we see here? We see only the first two, right? So let's start with the subtraction. What's the opposite of subtraction? It's addition. So let's add 21 to both sides. So this cancels off. So b is 21. So what does my eventual equation look like? Y is equal to negative 3x plus 21. You plug that in and you will be successful. Alright, let's try a third equation. Again, same format. Let's do the slope. Delta y divided by delta x. It's a negative trend, as we can see. Let's make our right angle triangle. From 9 it's going to 1, so that's a drop of 8. so -8. And from 0 over here, it's going to 7, right, on the x-axis. So delta x is 7. Plug in those values, -8, 7th. So you got that far. And our b value is easy to calculate because it's right here. So what is this value? The y-intercept? 9. Plug it in. -8 7th x plus 9. That's our equation. You put that over here. Use the fraction bar while writing the -8 7th. Let's do another example. So now that we are catching up pace, the standard format of the question is the same. Mx plus b. Let's find m. Delta y. It's decreasing by 2, so -2. And delta x is increasing by 9 points. So m is delta y over delta x, which is -2 divided by 9. So we've got that far. Y is equal to -2 9th x plus b. And b is right here. This is b. So which is 7. So b is 7. So let's plug that in. So our final equation will be y is equal to -2 9th x plus 7. Let's try another one. Again, we have a positive trend, as you can see. Positive. We are doing the same equation in slope-intercept form. And write any coefficient. So we'll write any coefficients or as integers, proper fractions, improper fractions in simplest form. Okay, as needed. You can use your calculator. So we have, we can make a right angle triangle once again. Delta y, let's see, it's increasing, it's going up. We know it's a positive trend. So let's see how many steps is it going up by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 steps. And then similarly, our delta x, or change in x, is going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our slope is delta y divided by delta x, which is 8/6. Now this is not the simplest form, right? Like if you wrote 8 as 2 times 4, and you wrote 6 as 2 times 3, you'll see these two can cancel. So our simplest form will be 4/3, which is our slope. And over here again, we don't have the y-intercept, so we have to find that. So y is equal to mx plus b. Let's use a pair of coordinates, something that's really easy. So the easiest one you could use is 3, 0. The zeros are always helpful because any value that 0 is, you don't have to do any calculation. So let's plug in everything. This is our x value. This is our y value. So 0 is equal to 4/3 times 3 plus b. So this cancels, right? So now you have 4 plus b is 0. Use SADMAP. We see addition. So let's subtract 4 on both sides. So now you get b is equal to -4. And our final answer will be y is equal to mx, which is 4/3 x, minus 4, because b is -4. And m, so these are our values. M is -4/3 and b is -4. Okay, let's try another question. So again, same format. Equation in slope-intercept form, coefficients as integers, proper fractions, improper fractions, simplest form. Your fraction bar is right here. Let's do a right angle triangle. So delta y, again it's a drop, so negative, right? So it's a drop of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. Delta x is an increase of 2. So if I put in the slope and put in all the values I just found out, I'll get negative 5 divided by 2. And then we need b. But again, we cannot find b because we'll have to extend this or extend this. And when they meet the y-axis, when the graph meets the y-axis, is when we can find out the value of the y-intercept. So this is still a question mark, right? So the best course of action is to plug in values. You take one value that's really simple to work with. Smaller values are easy, so let's take this coordinate. So this has a 6 and a 1. So our coordinate is 6, 1. Let's plug that in for x and y, right? So y is 1, and then we have negative 5 divided by 2 times 6 plus b. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. We get negative 15 plus b and 1. And then we can utilize SADMAP. So we see a subtraction sign. Let's do the opposite. So plus 15 plus 15. This cancels. We get 16. So our b value is 16, right? So let's plug in b as 16 and m as negative 5 over 2. So our equation finally looks like which we'll plug in over here. And that's how this exercise is done. Good luck. This will help you remember the slope-intercept form, the equation of a straight line, which is an important skill in Algebra 1. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.